Good afternoon, finally here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain. Max, we are on tap for Game 3 of the second day of coverage here from the War Lodge Invitational. Coming up, you're about to check out the Walton girls versus the West Forsyth girls in some varsity basketball action. Max, what do we have on tap this afternoon?
Well, we have a good West Forsyth team playing a team that Walton team that's really trying to find their footing, sitting at 3-6. The Walton Raiders, it's led by the Ellen sisters and Ellie Kate Klein. Kate Klein is a skilled ball handler, and she leads this team, but West Forsyth is a hard opponent for the Raiders. Molly Quincy, a very physical junior. She had a double-double last game against Johns Creek, so that's someone we definitely want to watch out for.
So we're getting ready to get underway. Here's our third game. Getting ready to get started. Our last two teams were from a little bit further away. We had Trinity Prep and Dawson County playing. Walton and West Forsyth a tad bit closer. West Forsyth a hop, skip, and a jump down Highway 20. And Walton not too far south from here as we are underway from Game 3. Walton wins the tip-off, pushing it ahead, laying it up and in for the first points of the game. And for the Walton Raiders will be Grayson Ellen. So Ellen kicking off the party for Walton. Bringing the ball up for West Forsyth is Seitz. Seitz gets it over to Cowart, who gives it right back to Seitz. Nice inside move by Cowart, and she lays it up and in. So both teams score on their first time touching the basketball. 7:30 left to go in the first quarter.
And Cowart is a great player for the Wolverines. She's consistent on scoring, and she always finds a way to get to the hoop.
Williams and Childers. Ellen holding on to the basketball. That pass is poked away. Going to be brought up the floor by West Forsyth. Nice pass ahead. Now back out for Thrower. Thrower gets it back up to the top. And now the ball makes its way over to Lillian Seitz, the junior. And she will go one-on-one with Childers. Quincy with the ball now as Bottoms gets it on the wing. Driving inside on the shot, no good for Thrower. And rebound taken by Walton. Here comes Grayson Ellen bringing the ball up. Childers gets it on the wing, picks up her dribble. She's in trouble, finds help in the form of Lexi Harris. She'll drive to the lane. And a three-point shot, no good as it goes off the side of the rim by Williams. Second attempt, no good as well. On the floor, third attempt's a charm as it finally toilet bowls in for Lauren Tiffin, the senior. And an early timeout as Walton on top of West Forsyth, 4-2, 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Max, so far so good.
Yeah, that was a good start by Walton, and to get those rebounds and get enough rebounds to put a shot in. And West Forsyth is a good rebounding team and defensive team to score on them. And for Walton, they're trying to get a lead early because West Forsyth is known for coming back.
So let's thank some sponsors real quick while we come out of the break.
Of course. Our gold level sponsors, B.O.'s Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus, and our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lucky Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, and Inside Partners. Thank you.
Ball inbounded over to Cowart. Now back over to Thrower. Thrower's pass inside is tipped away, but still picked up by Bottoms. Bottoms looks back out to the wing, now back up to the top of the key. Three-point shot from way downtown is good by Kayla Cowart. So a 5-4 game as West Forsyth takes the lead back 2 minutes into the first quarter. Walton still giving them what for, but this pass is picked off by Cowart. Cowart comes back up, short jump shot this time, a little bit too much steam on it. Thrower picks up the rebound, now back to the top of the key. Now down in the corner all by herself, and then not quite connecting on the three-point shot was Catherine Bottoms.
That was big. Lexi Harris fighting for the rebound. 6'3". That's a tall girl on the basketball floor right now for the Raiders.
So Cece Childers with the basketball. Now she finds Lexi. Scrum for the ball, and we'll get our first jump ball of the afternoon. 5:21 left to go in the first quarter. 5-4 your score. West Forsyth on top of Walton. As checking into the game for the Lady Raiders is Ellie Kate Klein, the senior guard. As coming off is Lauren Tiffin. Ball inbounded to Cowart. Cowart, a long pass, finds Thrower. Thrower gets it over and put up and in by Bottoms. So 7-4. West Forsyth starting to create some distance, and we've already got our first timeout for Walton. 5:07 left to go in the first quarter. 7-4 your score. Let's go ahead and polish off the rest of that sponsor list while we got a moment, Max.
Of course. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus, our gold sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, and Woodstock Furniture are our gray sponsors. And last but not least, our white sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank you for supporting the Chiefs basketball programs.
So we're getting ready to get back underway, coming out of the timeout. 5:07 left to go in the first quarter. West Forsyth 7, Walton 4. As we see have already seen a big three-point shot hit by Cowart. Walton with the basketball. Aylen drives into the paint, looks no good as it bounces off the front of the iron. And Thrower will lead the troops down the floor. Driving to the basket, nice block by Harris. Ball making its way all the way back out to Cowart, who's down in the corner, who gets it over to Thrower. Thrower looks inside, changes direction, drives to the lane, no good. And a battle for the basketball is won by West Forsyth. Getting it out to the corner, three-point shot for Cowart, no good. And a foul on the floor. We wait to see who it's on.
It's on Kate Bagley of the Raiders.
So Walton basketball.
Yeah, pardon me, Molly Quincy, actually, of the Wolverines.
Quincy picks up her first. 4:25 left to go in the first quarter. 7-4 still your score, Raiders basketball. Here comes the press by West Forsyth, finally getting it over his shoulders, but it's knocked away by Cowart. So good defensive play by Cowart. But Walton will hold on to it as Klein comes to inbound the basketball for the Lady Raiders.
And Cowart's been all over the floor, and we're just getting started in this one. She's a great player, hustles nonstop.
Inside look to Harris. Harris, the turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound by Cowart. Cowart moving up the floor now, finds a shooter in the corner, and the shot is good. Big basket there by Catherine Bottoms, and a three-point shot makes it 10-4 West Forsyth. And the pass out of bounds. We'll send it back down to West Forsyth's end of the court. 3:56 left to go in the opening quarter of play. 10-4 your score. Cowart able to find a player streaking towards the basket. No good on the shot by Anderson. Pressure as the ball is tipped, but it finally makes its way out to Ellen, who finds Klein. Klein drives to the basket. No good. Couldn't quite get enough air under the basketball as it clangs off the iron. 3:30 left to go in the opening quarter of play. Thrower pass for Cowart. Beautiful finish by Cowart, and it is a 12-4 ball game. 3:20 left to go in the first.
Beautiful passing has been a highlight for West Forsyth so far. They've been finding lanes, finding open players that Walton has exposed.
Thrower with a nice steal. She will go to the basket uncontested as she lays it up and in. And West Forsyth walks it out to a double-digit lead, and we've got a timeout by Walton. So 3:06 left to go in the first. West Forsyth giving Walton all they can handle, up 14-4.
Yeah, that was an impressive defensive turnover. And honestly, it has been West Forsyth's defense. Thrower on that play, she read the pass perfectly. She cut to the lane. I've been really impressed by how West Forsyth has defended Walton.
So a good start to the game for West Forsyth, our neighbors, if you will. Just a hop, skip, and a jump down Highway 20 over there towards Cumming. After you get past unincorporated Ducktown. So 3:06 left to go. We come out of the break. Walton basketball inbounding the ball for the Raiders will be Ellie Kate Klein, the senior guard. Yeah, she gets the ball into Kate Bagley. Klein stops. And now driving in is number 24 for West Forsyth. That is Zara Smith. Pepin drives in, but the ball will go back for the Raiders. 2:40 left to go in the first quarter. Still 14-4. So 2:35 left to go in the first. Here come the Lady Raiders. Nice inside pass, but it is behind. A good look. Pass just not on target. Thrower gets the ball. Anderson drives the lane, but she is tripped up. So a foul called on Klein. 14-4, still your score here as West Forsyth is on top of Walton. Day 2 coverage of the War Lodge Invitational. This will be the third game of 7 tonight. Nice layup by Cowart. And it is now a 12-point game, 16-4 in favor of West Forsyth. Klein gets the ball at the top of the key and draws the foul. So Cowart a little too aggressive on defense. 2:05 left to go in the opening quarter of this tilt.
And Klein with Cowart on her. She's a great defender, so it's going to be a struggle for Klein to get as much production as she usually does.
Ball finds its way to the top as it's taken by Tiffin. Tiffin gives it back over to Ellen. Ellen looks inside to the other Ellen. The ball taken by West Forsyth. Thrower all by herself with a chance for a three-point shot. No good. Walton has numbers. It's a track meet back to the basket. Checking up and laying the ball up and no good will be Klein. Thrower gets the ball now at the top for Cowart. Cowart launches up a three-point shot and it's good.
And you can't leave Kayla Cowart open. She will make them in your face and she'll make them wide open. She's a great shooter from outside the arc.
19-4 in favor of West Forsyth. 1:08 left to go in the first quarter. And it is all Lady Wolverines as Walton struggling to get looks at the basket. Ball tipped out of bounds by one of the Lady Wolverines. And subs checking into the game, most notably Lexi Harris coming back in, the 6'3" junior. And a good inside look by Liz Williams. So 19-7 your score. As Sights trying to fight off the tough Walton defense as she brings the ball up the floor. Bottoms has it, now swings it out to Sights. Sights one-on-one with Williams. Anderson picks up the ball, finds its way over to Smith, who gives it right back over to Bottoms, and a good inside look for Anderson. Toilet bowls and finally falls. 21-6 with 25 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
The Wolverines' passing has been the highlight. They have been dominating with passing and cutting. They've been beating the Walton defenders almost every possession.
So 21-6 your score, 20 seconds left. West Forsyth gonna get another crack at it. Shot clock is irrelevant at this point. Pressure put on by Walton in the backcourt. West Forsyth able to break it. Sights brings it across half court. And driving to the basket, a big block by Harris, but she draws the ire of the official and will get charged with a foul. So 7 seconds left to go. And West Forsyth going to the free throw line as Sights will get a pair.
And Harris, it looked like she definitely got some ball on that attempted block.
So Pepin the shooter for West Forsyth as she sinks the first of two. And the second one teases us a little bit, but finally falls. 23-6 your score. 7 seconds left as they haven't started the clock. And a deep three-point shot by Walton is no good. And the putback by Harris finally drops back in. So Walton scores on the last shot, beating the buzzer. 28-3 your score at the end of one. And this game's all West Forsyth, Max.
Yeah, it really is. Cower and Thrower leading this offense, really finding open lanes, and that's what the whole Wolverines team is doing. They're driving, getting defenders behind them, and they're getting open. But for Walton on that last play, getting into Harris, she's the tallest one out there. They haven't really utilized her on the offense side of the ball. I think if they want to get more points, they're going to have to look at their big girl, their tall one down low.
Yeah, and West Forsyth doing a really good job of not letting Walton find any passing lanes or any routes to the basket at all. They're trying to keep them out on the perimeter. They're doing a very good job. They've only allowed 8 points in the first quarter, as they're up 23-8 as we go into the second frame here between West Forsyth and Walton. It's the third game of the War Lodge Invitational, day 2.
We've had 2 good ones so far today.
We did. We had 2 good ones at the very beginning between the Dawson County girls and the Morgan County girls. Morgan County was able to walk away with a win. The score was a lot further apart than the game was.
Yeah.
Morgan County really stepped on the gas in the last minute or so of that ball game. And then Dawson County played Trinity Prep in an amazing comeback by the Trinity Prep boys. Were down the entire game. Finally got in the lead with 3 minutes to go in the ball game, thanks to some big three-point shooting, and were able to walk away with the victory.
And yeah, Chase, one thing to note is that West Forsyth usually gets 57 points per game, so already being at 23, that's saying something about how Walton is performing on defense and how West Forsyth's passing offense is really working.
Well, I know West Forsyth is a ranked team, according to Sandy Spiel, a former Sequoia alumni. Does a good job covering Georgia State basketball. Harris fires up one from the free throw line. It's no good. So Kyle Sandy pretty high on these Wolverines. 7:42 left to go in the second quarter. Not sure why it says the first quarter. Thrower gets it on the wing. Looks back up top for Cower. Thrower cutting to the basket, laying it up and in. And Thrower with a chance to complete the and one, as it is currently 25-8. Chance to make it 26, 7:19 left to go in the half.
Another successful passing cut by the Wolverines. Even if they do pass and cut and get the attempt at the layups, Thrower and the Wolverines have such physicality while driving. It is outmatching Walton right now.
Thrower misses the free throw, but an offensive rebound by West Forsyth. Cowart takes it beyond three-point land. Now back down into Thrower. That Cowart to Thrower connection has been working the entirety of the game. Thrower picks up her dribble, though. And a nice steal by Walton. Good play there by Ellen to get the ball back for the Raiders. Now a three-point shot for deep. Brushes the bottom of the net and flies out of bounds, as Williams tried to fire up a deep three-point shot. Presses on once again as here comes Walton to put the pressure on West Forsyth. 6:48 left to go in the second quarter. A good look at the basket for West Forsyth and a little front roll, and it goes down the drain for Smith. 27-8 your score here in the first half of the ball game. Another three-point look, no good for Walton, as Bagley pulled the trigger on one, couldn't find it, but the putback attempt is good, and Walton in double digits. Thrower wide open under the basket. She's challenged by Harris, can't complete the layup.
Yeah, it's hard to score on Harris no matter your size or height, even if you're Thrower.
Harris driving to the lane, pulls up at the free throw line, and drops a beautiful basket right between the netting. 27-12 your score. 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Thrower gets the ball beyond the arc. She'll send it back up to Cowart. Cowart to Thrower. Now back inside to Cowart, who lays it up and in. So 29-12. 5:50 left to go in the first half. That Cowart to thrower connection is wreaking havoc on the offensive side of the ball for West Forsyth.
Yeah, they seem like quite a dynamic duo, scoring a lot of points for this Wolverines team in the first half. They're honestly the engine of this offense, and they're definitely showing it too.
And they can both reverse each other's roles. Sometimes it's Cowart feeding thrower, and sometimes it's thrower feeding Cowart, but a foul called underneath the basket as Smith got tangled up with Liz Williams. So Williams will go to the charity stripe. 29-12 your score, 5:15 left to go in the first half of play here in game 3 of 7 games today here at the War Lodge Invitational. First shot is good. And the second is good, so 29-14 the score. Here comes Cowart. She finds thrower again as thrower walks with the basketball.
Yeah, a little messed up there.
Just trying to get back behind the three-point line. A few too many steps.
Cowart is playing phenomenal defense right now.
And a blocking foul on thrower. 4:52 left to go in the half. 29-14 your score. And back up to the top of the key is Ellen. Ellen feeds Williams. Now down low to Harris. Harris with a turnaround jumper. Rattles around and drops in. So Harris starting to make her presence known down low. 29-17 as Walton trying to sneak back into this one.
And she's got 6 points. What did I say? She needs to get cooking.
Three-point shot for Smith. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Quincy. And Quincy will draw the foul.
What a block that was by Williams. A good stop right there.
So back out to thrower, who is beyond the arc. Ten seconds left on the shot clock. 4:13 left to go in the first half. Thrower launches up a three-point shot. It's going to be left, and no good. Rebound taken by the Lady Raiders.
And they can get within 10 in this possession. That would be amazing, given how much they were down earlier.
Harris has it at the free throw line. She drives into the basket. It toilet bowls out. No good. Collision down in the paint. West Forsyth retains possession as here comes Quincy. Quincy feeds it down to Bottoms. Bottoms drives baseline. No good on the layup attempt. Harris with the rebound for the Raiders. 3:35 left to go in the first half. As Ellen brings the ball up the court. Three-point shot. No good. Harris with the rebound. As she puts it back, she's fouled. So Harris will get a trip to the charity stripe.
Just like I said earlier, Chase, if she gets going, I think this Walton team can compete. These free throws, though, are very important right now. She hits the first one, so the second one's important too. Get within 11 after being down by almost 20. And she hits it.
So 3:25 left to go in the first half. It's an 11-point deficit for the Lady Raiders. Thrower picks up the basketball as it comes over half court. Thrower looks inside. It's not there. Kicks it back out to Cowart. Cowart retreats back out to the logo and bounces it off her foot. And an over and back violation will give the ball back to the Walton Raiders. So a timeout called by West Forsyth. It's a full timeout, 3:10 left to go in the first half. Your score, West Forsyth on top of Walton, 29-18.
And their comeback has really been fueled by Harris. I know I've said it a couple times, but I said it earlier. If she gets going, I think this Walton team has a very fighting chance. But she's not going to win it for the team. Down by 11 points still, she's going to need someone else on her team. I don't know who it would be. Maybe it would be Klein, Williams. She needs someone to assist her and support the score.
Yeah, Walton has had some issues getting the three-point ball going, but only down 11 as West Forsyth is in a little bit of a dry spell here offensively as we're getting ready to go into the locker room here in about 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 4 fouls to 1. West Forsyth has 4 as Walton has 1, so we'll see what both teams have drawn up coming out of the break. I want to thank everyone who's joining us on ChiefsTV.org. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain, as we hope you are enjoying the broadcast here this afternoon from the War Lodge Invitational at Sequoia High School in Canton, Georgia. The game on the floor right now, though, West Forsyth taking on Walton as Walton inbounds the basketball. Nice drive to the lane. Good pass intended for Harris, but a great defensive play by Thrower to knock it back out. Cowart stops at the three-point line, checks up, gets it back out to Thrower. Thrower over to Bottoms. Bottoms fires up a three-point shot. No good as it clangs off the iron. And a nice offensive rebound, but a lot of defensive pressure by West Forsyth. And a desperation pass finds its mark as Childers carries it up the floor. Harris gonna fire up a three-point shot of her own. No good, as Anderson picks up the rebound and gets it back over to Cowart. Cowart now to Anderson. Anderson fires up a three-point shot of her own. No good. So both teams struggling from beyond the arc here at the end of the first half. Anderson head fakes like she's going to take another crack at it. Now gets it back out to Thrower.
A good reset by Cowart here. They're trying to force too many shots.
12 seconds left on the shot clock. Bottoms with it beyond the arc. Now back over to Pepin.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Thrower has to look inside, and she gets it off, and no good, so that will be a shot clock violation.
A good stand by Walton there, not allowing any open shots. That was a good stand. Getting the ball back right here, and a score could put it within 9.
2:05 left to go in the first half, 29-18. Your score, West Forsyth still on top of Walton. Harris streaking to the basket, she gets the pass, turnaround jumper is up and in, as Harris shoots it over the outstretched arms of Audrey Anderson. And it is now a single-digit deficit for Walton, 29-20. And a jump ball as Cowart was driving to the basket. Possession arrow in favor of Walton.
That was a good job by Kate Bagley there, only getting her hands on the ball. She's a great player, great sophomore for the Raiders.
So I guess we forgot to flip the arrow. Now it's in the right direction, which means West Forsyth keeps the basketball. Bottoms gets it at the wing. Now back out to Cowart, inside look. Anderson to Bottoms, and Bottoms fires a shot, no good. Anderson in on the action down in the paint, and another jump ball, and this one will be in favor of Walton. So 1:37 left to go in the first half. 29-20 your score. West Forsyth jumped out to a big lead, but Walton has crawled back in to make it a 9-point deficit on the back of Lexi Harris.
And West Forsyth, Chase. Earlier, we were talking about how their passing game has really opened it up and cutting to the lane, but most of their passing has been outside the arc. No attempts to try to go in the middle. And that's kind of been the reason they haven't scored in a while.
Cowart drives to the basket. Nice layup and in. And it's back out to 11 points, 31-20, as West Forsyth was able to make things happen. The clock's still running, and now it's still running. 1:10, 1:09.
And just as I say that, Chase, Cowart drives to the lane. Makes me change my mind. But after that drought is over, West Forsyth probably needs to stick to that because Walton is coming back. Harris is making her shots. That was a competitive little length of time there, but now West Forsyth has a double-digit lead again.
And the free throw is good by Cowart, so she converts on the and one, 32-20. Here comes Walton trailing by 12, tie up on the floor, and a jump ball possession arrow should be facing West Forsyth. It is, so the Wolverines will come back down to the other end of the floor with 1:08 left to go in the first half. 32-20 your score. The Wolverines all over the Raiders. As Cowart picks up her dribble, waits for Bottoms to get to the top. Bottoms fires a big three-point shot, and it's back out to a 15-point lead as Bottoms fired one from the top of the key. And 48 seconds left to go, and a 15-point lead. Three-point shot by Walton is sunk, and a big shot by Williams. So trading three-point shots, and it is back to a 12-point lead. 35 seconds left to go in the first half.
Harris was kind of used as a decoy there. Everyone thought she was going to drive to the lane, go physically for a layup, but opened up Williams on the corner.
So ball goes out of bounds after a tie-up down below the basket between Pepin and Childers. 27 seconds left. There's a 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Harris tips it. It's a foot race to get back to the basketball. It is knocked out of bounds, but it was Ellen, not Harris, in defense. Shot clock is off. Inbound pass now finds Harris. Harris with a nice jump move inside the paint. And it's back down to a 10-point game as Harris buries it home, 35-25. 15 seconds left to go. Bottoms gets it over to Cowart. Cowart between her legs dribble. Bottoms got to do something. She tries to get it down to Thrower. Thrower tries to turn around and shoot it. Shot gets up, and Pepin's shot clangs off the iron. So your score at the end of the first half, 35-25 in favor of West Forsyth. The Walton Raiders putting up a good fight and getting back into it, but West Forsyth all over them here in the first half of the Game 3 here at the War Lodge Invitational.
Yeah, they are. I expected West Forsyth to kind of have a lead, but only a 10-point lead against a 3-6 Walton team. It could really come down to the wire, and Harris really got going in the second quarter, scoring it to make it a 10-point game once again. I'm excited to see what changes they make so that everyone is involved in the fight on offense, but it should be a good second half.
Yeah, Walton doing a good job of establishing an inside presence there with the tall Harris down underneath the basket. We'll be right back after a short break to bring you the second half action here from the War Lodge Invitational, where West Forsyth is on top of Walton 35-25, and we will see you on the other side. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge Invitational here at Sequoia High School. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me to my right is my colleague, Max Swain. Max, we're getting ready to get underway here for the second half of action between West Forsyth and Walton. What are some of the impressions from the first half of the game that we saw?
It was West Forsyth's amazing passing, cutting to the lane with Thrower, and the connection between Thrower and Cowart. It seemed like they had a second sense of knowing when each of them was going to cut, where they were going to pass it to. It was really impressive. That's really what got them the 10-point lead. But for Walton, it was Harris. We think she has a lot of potential to score in the second half, and that could be the motor that drives Walton back into this game.
So as we go back down to the court, your score at the end of the first half, start of the second, 35-25 in favor of West Forsyth. As we are situated to get underway, inbounding the basketball will be CC Childers. We're still sorting some things out administratively. Now we've got it as the ball is inbounded to Ellen. Inside to Harris. Harris has it at the high post. And already a whistle 6 seconds into the ball game. Seitz picks up a foul for the Wolverines. Pass to Harris, who flashes across the high post. Now back down inside to Harris. Harris with the turnaround jumper, no good as she tried to bank it off the glass. And rebound finally taken by West Forsyth. Thrower carries it up the floor.
And Harris had a mismatch, just not the best shot right there. It was a little bit too short.
Thrower gets it back, now back up top for Quincy. Quincy sends it over to Bottoms to Thrower, who gets it back up top. Now back over to Quincy. Quincy drives, cuts, now gets it back to Thrower. Thrower moves it around. Excellent ball movement here by West Forsyth. Cowart drives the lane, kicks it back out for a corner three-point shot that's no good as it teased Seitz but didn't drop. The putback attempt is no good as well. And a whistle. As Bottoms picks up a foul for West Forsyth. Walton will get the basketball as we are 53 seconds into the second half and no one has scored. Pressure from West Forsyth. Walton got to get across half court. They do. Ellen gets it down to the corner. Cross-court pass for Tiffin. Tiffin puts it up. It's no good. Thrower picks it up. Now pushed ahead to Seitz.
That was a good full-court press by the Wolverines there.
Thrower wide open for three and throws it up, and it teases and pops out. It was about as close to a make as you can get without it actually being a make, so still no score, a minute and a half into the second half of the ballgame. 35-25 in favor of West Forsyth. Ellen has it. She'll pass it down to Harris, who kicks it back out to Williams, who gives it right back to her. Inside move by Harris. She throws it up. No good. Bottoms on the rebound for West Forsyth. Storming back up the court is Cowart. Still nobody scored. 2 minutes in to the second half of the game. And there is
no production by
none.
either side. Just no shots falling right now. I wouldn't call it sloppy, just not going in, and just as we say that.
Now finally a bucket is scored by Grayson Ellen with 5:52 left to go in the third quarter. That makes it 35-27, so Walton back to within a single-digit deficit. Well, a 5-second violation on West Forsyth, and good defense there by the Lady Raiders. 5:38 left to go in the third. Childers tightening up the laces before she inbounds the ball.
I think that possession was a miscommunication because no one was moving for Cowart there.
Thrower picks up defense as Ellen had picked up her dribble as soon as she crossed half court and poked away by Cowart. Cowart playing tight defense. Pushed ahead, but a nice steal by Bottoms. Bottoms throws it up for Cowart. Cowart gonna drive the lane. She lays it up and no good. Harris now. Harris steps back for three. She fires and no good as well as it goes off the rim. Nice head fake there, but the ball is free. Picked up by Bottoms. She'll get it over to Thrower. 4:55 left to go in the third.
We really had an offensive explosion from West Forsyth in the first half. Nothing, no points scored. And just as I say that again, man, I'm jinxing it for both teams.
And Cowart finally gets to the basket, so the score in the second half, 2-2, as both teams have scored 2 points, but the actual score on the scoreboard, 37-27. 4:33 left to go in the third quarter. Harris gets the ball. She'll drive the lane. Fancy full move to the basket. And some nice footwork makes it an 8-point deficit, 37-29. So Harris really getting that inside game going for the Walton Raiders. Nice pass inside to Thrower, comes back out for Cowart. Cowart launches a three-point shot, no good, as it breezed by the net, but an offensive rebound for West Forsyth. Put-back attempt, no good. Third time's a charm as it goes up and in. Molly Quincy nails the three-point shot. Correction, the two-point shot, 39-29. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left. Ball stolen once again by Quincy. Quincy pushes the ball up the court. Quincy makes a free throw, but it's no good as it clangs off the side of the iron. So getting ready to inbound the basketball as the three-quarter court press in effect for West Forsyth. Nice job of breaking it. Harris contested shot under the basket as she lays it up and in. 39-31 with 3:25 left to go in the third quarter. As Walton really making it difficult on these Lady Wolverines to create some separation on the scoreboard. Pass inside and another turnover. Jump ball down on the floor if we get the whistle for it, and we do. Possession arrow keeps it on this side of the floor. 3:05 left to go in the third quarter. 39-31 West Forsyth on top of Walton as Harris makes her way to the bench to get some much-deserved R&R. We'll see how that affects the game plan for West Forsyth. Inbound pass is knocked away, though. Good defensive effort there by Timpson. So the first time we've called her name tonight, Timpson with a nice defensive play as she knocks the ball out of bounds. Seitz will inbound it. Long pass going to be intercepted by Klein. As Klein ball hawked that one out of the air, Ellen picks up the basketball for the Lady Raiders. 2:55 left to go, still 39-31 in favor of West Forsyth. Nice pass inside, but losing control of the basketball is Casey Ellen, and Thrower will bring the ball up the court. Wide open look at a three-point shot, no takers there. Driving to the lane, up and in off the backboard is no good as well. As Seitz could have taken the three-point shot if she had wanted it. She did not want it, drove into the lane, and missed on the layup. 2:28 left to go in the third quarter, still 39-31. And ball stolen by Bottoms as a traffic jam down in the corner. Now Cowart gets it at the wing. She'll drive in, step in, take a short jump shot. It's no good, as the ball will be knocked out of bounds and stay West Forsyth basketball. 2:08 left to go in the third quarter. 39-31. Bottoms has the ball at the top. Thrower takes it now at the wing. Thrower lays it up off the back of the rim. No good, as we are in a scoring drought here in the third quarter. 1:47 left to go in the third. Thrower playing tight defense on Bagley. Ball knocked away by Cowart. Cowart in a foot race with Ellen back to the basket. She lays it up and in. So back out to a 10-point lead and a full timeout taken by West Forsyth. 1:33 left to go in the third quarter. It is 41-31. Max, you left us for a minute.
Yeah, it was Technology issue, but we're back.
Technical difficulties. Max, a man wearing many hats as he's scrambling around trying to get us power to our switcher. So that way you can stay looking at this wonderful basketball game. And I think right now he's got the camera on my less than wonderful bald head. 1:33 left to go of a 41-31 ball game. West Forsyth on top of Walton, but Walton has done a good job of establishing an inside game. Both of these teams really having a hard time in the third quarter scoring. It's been a little bit of a scoring drought here in this quarter, but that means good news for the Walton Raiders as they are keeping West Forsyth within arm's reach.
Yeah, as I was running around there, I was making sure I kept on looking at the scoreboard just in case I needed to change it, but it kind of stayed the score for a good 3 minutes. So a big drought right there. Good thing for Cowart to break free and finally get some points for the Wolverines.
Everybody pretty much staying at home and holding pat as it's still a 10-point deficit for Walton. As Harris comes back out onto the court. She got a little bit of a break, so we'll have to see if Walton goes right back to trying to get the inside game going. Defense picks up as soon as the ball crosses half court. Klein loses the basketball. She has her pocket picked by Cowart. Cowart slows down behind the back dribble. Bottoms takes it over at the wing. Inside look. Ball ping-pongs around and goes out of bounds. 1:06 left to go in the third quarter. 41-31 still your score. West Forsyth on top of Walton. But Walton giving them what for here in the second half.
And that was another good steal by Cowart on the last possession. She's just been clamping on defense this game. A big motor on the defense side of the ball for the Wolverines.
Cowart's layup attempt no good, taken by Harris as she cleans the glass. Ball pushed up by Childers. Childers tries to go coast to coast, throws it up. It's not there, but Harris is. And Harris on the putback attempt. 50 seconds left, and it's 41-33. Still in favor of West Forsyth.
But a good momentum swing right there. Harris trying to get some points once again.
Inside look to Anderson. Anderson bounces it back out to Pepin. Three-point shot by Smith, no good. And trying to put it back in is Bottoms. She is fouled. So Bottoms going to go shoot a pair. 31.3 seconds left. She can make it a double-digit ball game again with two makes. So a miss on the first for Bottoms, and we'll see Ellen check back into the game for Walton. And Bottoms sinks the second. So a 9-point ball game, 42-33. Harris inbounds the basketball over to Ellen.
A score here is crucial for Walton to go into the last quarter of the game, down by only 7 or 6.
22 points, shot clock not an issue. Harris turnaround jump shot, and it goes off the backboard and in. A big play there by Harris. 13 seconds left to go, 42-35, as Walton slowly reeling in this West Forsyth team.
What
and
a
a
drive.
Beautiful move to the basket by Cowart to close out the third quarter. And your score at the end of 44-35, a 9-point game. Walton, Max, is hanging around. But
yeah, West Forsyth is letting them hang around because they're getting that good shots. And that stretch where West Forsyth nor Walton didn't score, I think that could come back to bite West Forsyth because they could have really ended that game on that stretch.
So we're getting ready to go into the final frame of the game here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. War Lodge Invitational Time happens every year in December. This is the 5th year that we've had it, 2nd year that we've been broadcasting it, I believe. So we hope to continue to broadcast this great event. It's probably becoming one of the top events in the state of Georgia, we hope.
We hope. It's pretty cool to see teams from around the state come and compete.
Speaking of teams coming to compete, a team not from this state is here this evening. They will be our nightcap game as IMG Academy's blue team will be taking on Middle Georgia Prep. They were here last night, and stepped on the gas against New Faith Christian Academy, winning 94-75.
It took, kind of just took care of them like it was no big deal. But New Faith Christian Academy is a good team, and for them to kind of do it casually, we are blessed to have them come up here, like a good school like Image. Wow, that was a cool game to watch.
And they will be here tonight as well, taking on Middle Georgia Prep at 7 o'clock. That will be our nightcap game. But back to the matter at hand as the ball is inbounded coming out of the timeout for Ellen. Ellen one-on-one at the logo. She'll drive to the lane, and it goes off the iron and up and in on this second attempt. And Walton sneaking back in, 44-37. 7:42 to go in the game. Cowart with the head fake, now to Smith. Smith goes halfway around, now gives it back to Thrower. Bottoms, no, that's Anderson for three, and she airmails that one. Cowart on the putback is good, though. 7:25 left to go, 46-37, West Forsyth.
And Cowart is the one constant you can always count on the Wolverines team. Always getting rebounds, always being physical.
Three-point shot, no good, as Childers loses the ball under the basket, and Thrower picks it up and pushes it ahead to Quincy. Quincy no good on the layup attempt. Good rebound there by Walton. Driving the lane, tried to get a shot up, and a charge called on Walton. As going to the basket a little too aggressively is the senior Williams. And a minute gone here in the fourth quarter. 46-37, still West Forsyth on top of Walton. Pass is tipped, but still finds its way to Anderson. Cowart finally gets across. Inside look to Quincy, who gives it out to Smith. Smith fires up a three-point shot. No good as it redirects off the rim. Quincy gets it back out to Anderson. Anderson puts the dribble down to Cowart. Cowart launches a three-point shot, and it's good. Cowart walks it back out to a 12-point lead for West Forsyth. And Walton going to have to come up with an answer, and they're going to talk about the answer they're going to come up with as they take a timeout. 6:21 left to go in the fourth quarter. Max, West Forsyth, seems like every time Walton scores, they go right back down the floor and get it right back.
Yeah, just kind of perfect timed scoring. I guess they might feel the pressure once it gets down to like the 10-point leads. Like, oh, something clicks in their mind, and they have to make those shots. And they're not forcing them either, which is a good thing. Neither side is really forcing them. It kind of seems like Walton is a little bit more desperate, obviously, because they're down by double digits. But still, it's a very competitive game no matter the score.
Yeah, one of the things that's been the absolute crux of this Walton offense is getting Harris open looks. She has done a fantastic job underneath the basket, laying it off the glass and using that 6'3" frame to make things happen.
And on defense, too. She's been a great rebounder for the Raiders. It's hard to stop her on either side of the court when she's 6'3".
So that's the first horn. We got about 15 more seconds. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on ChiefsTV.org. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain. We will be taking you through the rest of the evening here at the War Lodge Classic, as Game 3 of 7 is in its twilight moments. 6:21 left to go in the fourth quarter of a decent game played so far. Ball inbounded to Ellen. Turnaround move in the paint as she lays it up, but they call a travel.
Yeah, that was a good call. She took one too many steps off the pivot.
Smith with the long pass. Gets it back over to Cowart, who gives it back to Thrower. We haven't seen a whole lot of Thrower scoring-wise as Smith falls down and Cowart loses the basketball. And down to the floor goes Childers. Childers throws it off.
That was a great play
of Smith. An excellent job there. Great awareness to throw the ball off the opposing player's legs.
Now it's kind of uncharacteristic of Cowart to lose the ball like that. Just right between her legs, kind of just lost focus there.
5:54 left to go in the ballgame. 49-37 in favor of the Wolverines. See if Walton can create some momentum off the turnover. Ellen drives in. She picks up her dribble. She's in trouble. She needs help. And a pass inside for Childers. No good. And a trap down in the corner Good job breaking that up by Quincy. Quincy pushed it ahead to Cowart. Cowart with the head fake. Now back over to Thrower. Thrower had it all day. She gives it over to Anderson, though. Now back out to Cowart. Cowart for three, and it's good!
Automatic from the three-point line. No matter the situation, she's a consistent shooter. She's shown that to us this game.
52-37, 5 on the gas, but the bank is open, and what a fourth quarter for CC Childers.
Yeah, she has really come alive here, and has honestly helped Walton a lot because they've needed that to stay in this.
52-40, 4:52 left to go in the ball game. Inside look as the ball is poked away, but a foul will be called on Childers. So timeout coming up for West Forsyth. It'll be a full timeout, 4:47. Let's go ahead and throw it over to some ad reads. Take it away, Max.
Of course, Chase. We would like to thank our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors. Our gold sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Woodstock Furniture, and those are our gray sponsors. Our white sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank you all for supporting the Sequoia Chiefs basketball programs.
So coming out of the timeout, 4:47 left to go, 52-40. West Forsyth on top of Walton.
Walton's going to need some sort of run here, and they're going to need to stop Cowart from scoring because she is really coming clutch in this whole game, honestly, for pulling back away from the Raiders.
Quincy takes the inbound pass, gives it over to Thrower. Cowart from three-point land, no good. Rebound still up for grabs. It will stay West Forsyth basketball. West Forsyth switches personnel. Cowart will inbound the ball to Quincy. Quincy cuts back down to Cowart. Cowart turns around, lays it up, no good. She gets the rebound back as it rattles off some hands and fingertips. Now down to the floor is Anderson.
And both these teams are going all out. They're going all on the floor. Everyone near is going after the ball. West Forsyth knows that Walton has a capability of coming back, and Walton really was wanting to get back in this game. So both these teams have a lot of spirit behind their play right now.
Thrower at the top of the key. 4:24 left to go in the fourth. Cowart has it. She's one-on-one with Childers. She drives across the free throw line. Gets it back at the top of the key, an open look at three, and Cowart knocks it down. 55-40, another big shot by Cowart. 4 minutes left to go as we are at the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. And in the final moments of the game, 15-point lead for West Forsyth. Harris down low, turnaround jumper, clangs off the front of the rim. And bodies flying around underneath the basket. Will result in West Forsyth getting the ball with 3:50 left to go.
And that was a big possession right there for Walton. Not scoring, that kind of puts all the momentum to West Forsyth because the last two possessions they kind of responded to each other's scores.
Max, the last game we saw Trinity Prep come back from a huge deficit. Let's see if Walton has that same magic within them. Quincy fires up a long two-point shot. It rattles around. Second attempt, no good either. Another offensive rebound for West Forsyth. They leave it back for Cowart. Cowart looks inside to Bottoms, and Bottoms is fouled going to the rim. And she will go to the charity stripe to shoot two. So Walton wants to talk about it as they call a timeout. 3:29 left to go in the fourth. Your score 55-40 in favor of West Forsyth.
Man, Cowart, she is an amazing player. We were talking about her and Thrower being a dynamic duo for the Wolverines in that first half, but Thrower has kind of backed out of the presence a little bit, and it's been 100% a Kayla Cowart show. She has dominated on rebounds, amazing passes to set up shots, and to make her own threes. has to at least been like 5 for threes in the second half alone.
So I noticed we haven't done a very good job of advertising this next game coming up. North Cobb going to be taking on Shiloh in some varsity boys action. 3:30 left to go in this ball game. Should be a good game. One of the players I'm excited to see is 6'5" Alex Acosta for North Cobb, as he is a AAU teammate of some folks we're very familiar with. He plays on the same AAU team as Kyle Keener and Dylan Wally and Fisher Mitchell. So that should be fun to scout him out a little bit. 3:29 left to go here in this game, however. 55-40 your score. West Forsyth on top of Walton. So immediately following this game, we'll take a short break, and then we will see North Cobb take on the Shiloh Generals here at the War Lodge Classic. That will be game 4 of 7. First free throw is missed by Bottoms. And Bottoms puts the second one up and in. So 56-40, 3:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. Here comes Walton, going to have to start making big things happen offensively. A collision right in front of the Walton bench as Anderson runs into Williams. So taking the ball out underneath the hoop. Correction, it'll be on the side right in front of the Walton bench. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Harris loses the basketball. As it bounces out, it will stay Walton ball. 3:16 left to go. 56-40. The Raiders trailing the Wolverines. Harris, nice move off the inbound pass to lay it up and in.
And it's one thing for Harris just to be the tallest player on the floor, but she has got her skills down in the post game. She knows how to do those moves, she knows how to catch the defender slacking. It's impressive.
Big steal there by Ellen. Here she comes. She's going to try and split the defense. She gets it up to Childers. Childers running through the paint, and it will stay Walton basketball. Childers playing a very good fourth quarter here for the Lady Raiders. She is mixing it up quite a bit in more ways than one, as Walton loses the basketball but gets it right back after Harris got her pocket picked by Smith. Harris has 3 defenders all over her.
She still puts it up.
And now she will go to the foul line to shoot 2. 2:43 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Just brute strength right there by Harris. Push it through the arms of 3 Wolverine defenders. The Raiders have a special player on that roster. She's only a junior, still another year for Harris after this.
So if you're tuning in with us now, expecting to see North Cobb and Shiloh, that will be the next game following. Still have 2:43 left to go here from the War Lodge. First shot was good, second was not. Nobody back as Bottoms lays that one up and in, and does a little razzle-dazzle as she has her back turned to the basket as she lays it up and in. Ehlers takes the basketball. 58-43 your score. 2:27 left to go in the ball game. Tight defense by West Forsyth. Ball sneaks free. Harris will pick it up. She'll kick it back out over to Klein.
Ball's all over the floor right now.
Tied up and getting the ball out, but a foul will be called.
At least twice in that possession, the Wolverines just double-teamed person with the ball, and it's because Walton picked up their dribble both times.
So 15 points separates West Forsyth and Walton, and that has been the story of the game for basically since the game's inception. 2:10 left to go in the fourth. 58-43. Good block by Anderson as she swatted away the Williams attempt. Look over to the side, now back up to Bottoms. Inside look is no good, good save. But it sails out of bounds as one of the Lady Raiders got a hand on it. 1:51 left to go in the fourth quarter. Your score, 58-43 in favor of West Forsyth. So once again, I want to thank everyone who is tuning in and joining us on ChiefsTV.org. We hope you are enjoying today's game presentation as the ball is stolen by Anderson, who gets it back ahead to Bottoms. And Coward all by herself on the wing, no good. A little short on that one, and a scrum for the rebound picked up by Anderson, who gets it back out to Coward. Coward drives the lane and sends this one over to the wing. Long three-point shot is knocked down by Seitz. So full timeout called, a minute 20 left to go, and your score 61-43. Max, I think that one's pretty much going to do it here.
Yeah, I think so. Walton just has given up so many threes in the second half, in the fourth quarter especially, when they were within single digits. That really pushed it ahead for West Forsyth.
Yeah, 17-point deficit with a minute 20 left to go. Walton's played a fantastic game, but ultimately the three-point shooting of West Forsyth was too much to handle for the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, definitely. But, and also in the end there, I think one thing that really killed Walton was how they wasted so many possessions. They went a lot of times without really even putting up a shot, maybe turning the ball over, getting the pass intercepted. West Forsyth has just really dominated on defense, and it's showing in this latter portion of the game.
So we're right at 80 seconds left to go in the ball game. 17-point deficit, 61-43. As Walton's played a pretty good game, but unfortunately they ran into a complete team in West Forsyth.
Yeah, and Coach Kelterborn, has to be proud of Harris. At least she has really shown her skills down low, and that's something to really be proud of for Harris, no matter win or loss for your team.
Harris, the 6'3".
And also Childers has really come alive in this fourth quarter, as we were saying, Chase.
Harris, the 6'3" junior, has been the main offensive weapon for the Raiders here this afternoon. Ball finds its way back over to Klein. Now an inside look. Ball poked away by Anderson, and getting all she can handle physically is Klein. As she took a shot to the grill, she'll stay in the game. A minute, 3 seconds left to go. There were hands everywhere as she was triple teamed trying to hold on to the basketball, drew the foul with a minute left to go in the ball game. 61-43 as we are down to the final 60 seconds of the game. Klein gets it back up top, looks down low to Williams. Ellen gets it back down to Harris as Harris tries to lay it up and in. It's no good, and a tie-up down in the paint. Thrower picks up the basketball. 39 seconds left to go. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the basket will count as Bottoms drives the lane and lays it up and in for the biggest lead of the afternoon for West Forsyth, and a chance to convert on the three-point play for Bottoms.
And a lot of points for West Forsyth has really come off fast breaks. A decent amount have come off just Wolverines being wide open down the floor. That's a fault in Walton's game that they are really exposing.
So 34 seconds left. Shot clock is off. And we won't see it again until the North Cobb game, as they will take on the Shiloh Generals. So 63-43 your score. As we are in the bonus, so Bottoms will take a 1-and-1. No good on the first, goes back and gets her own rebound, gets it over to Thrower. 30 seconds left. Nice inside look, and the pass intercepted by Bagley as she goes down to the ground. And West Forsyth picks up another foul. That's Pepin, the offender. 27.2 to get us out of here, 63-43. West Forsyth all over Walton as Ellen tries to drive the lane. It's not there. Ball picked up by Thrower. Tie up down low. Ellen will pursue Thrower as she dishes it back out to Seitz. Seitz picks up her dribble, gets it over to Anderson. Ball poked away by Klein. 5 seconds left. 3 seconds left. Let's see what Klein does with it. She gets it to Harris. Harris throws it up, and it toilet bowls out. And that is the game here from the War Lodge. The War Lodge Invitational here at Sequoia High School. 63-43 your final score. West Forsyth takes down Walton. Max, your thoughts?
Kayla Cowart, man, what a game she had. The fourth quarter and second half, she just came on fire. Came out of the locker room with her hair on fire. Threes nonstop, and Walton wasn't able to capitalize on a lot of crucial possession, and that was ultimately their downfall.
So a good game here coming up. North Cobb will take on the Shiloh Generals. We'll be right back after a quick break, and we will see you all on the other side. Once again, your final score, 63-43 West Forsyth over Walton. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me is Max Swain, and we will be right back to bring you all the action between the Shiloh Generals and North Cobb.